Hello, and welcome to the Minted Genius podcast. My name is Lila, and I'm happy to be with you today as we celebrate human ingenuity, creativity, and mint our genius, like raw gold is minted into precious coins of achievement. You know, you could take 100 people and ask them what their dream is, and you'd probably get 100 different answers. What those minted coins look like, what those precious coins of achievement actually design-wise look like is completely different for every single person. But the one thing that combines to be universal is the fact that if you are going to mint raw gold into precious coins of achievement, you're going to have to work. The power, the dignity of work. And that is what I want to talk about today. At a time when so many people are losing their jobs, we have to remember the power and dignity, the inherent ability to create something, to care for ourselves through the dignity of work, is one of the most powerful and important civil liberties there is. Yes, we must continue to take care of ourselves, and yes, we must continue to practice social distancing, but we also have to figure out a way to give ourselves the dignity of work. And for some of us, this is an opportunity to contemplate what it is that we have maybe always wanted to do, or how to improve something that we maybe are already doing. For me, one of the things that I'm noticing in the context of writing a book that's, 450 pages, it's not a small endeavor. What's often missing is the celebration of work, the thankfulness that I actually get the ability to do that I've given myself the ability to do that, and to celebrate the milestones along the way. Any entrepreneur or artist knows that oftentimes when you're in the middle of a larger project, you don't get an Employee of the Month award. You don't get a bonus or a special, hey, great job. You're alone often within the context of your particular endeavor. If you're lucky enough to have a team around you, that's certainly helpful. But when you're the leader, it's difficult to take the time to recognize that your very effort, just the very work that you put in, is already a wonderful, amazing achievement, because you're placing yourself in a very confronting situation whenever you choose to execute from idea to completion. You're always going to be confronted with things not always going your way, with fear, with doubts, with failures along the way as you calibrate and recalibrate the execution to try to meet the vision that you started out with. Oftentimes we start out with phenomenal enthusiasm, but once we hit those first obstacles and hurdles, oftentimes those delays and denials feel like an indictment of our effort. But you see, we would never, ever give up on finding a vaccine for a pandemic. We would never give up on finding medicine that saves people. And yet, so often we give up on ourselves and our own greater endeavors too soon. There's a saying that, people give up 100 feet from their goal. A great example of this is The Help, the author that wrote The Help, Catherine Stockett, who sent out 60 query letters to literary agents. The particular term is query letters, to try to pitch her book, The Help. And she got rejection after rejection after rejection. It got so that she began to hide the revision work that she was doing from friends and family, because they couldn't believe she was still stuck on getting this book done. They had figured that it was a failure. By letter 61, that's when she got her yes. It became a book, it became a film, it became a cultural conversation. And she has talked about what would have happened if I'd given up at 20 or 30 rejections or 40 or even 60. One of the things that Catherine Stockett did was she continued to give herself the dignity of work, of working her idea and her dream until she attained her desired outcome. The truth of the matter is that we can't give up on ourselves. We have to show up for ourselves and pat ourselves on the back for every single bit of effort that we undertake to take our dream that raw gold talent, dream, vision, and mint it into those precious coins of achievement, whatever they look like. Because at the end of the day, what we've discovered in this pandemic is work can be taken from us at any time. And so if we have the dream, if we have the vision, if we have even a seed of talent, being able to show up for ourselves and give ourselves the dignity of work, that's a freedom, a civil liberty that no one can take from us. You have the power to set up a regular creative practice, even if that's only a half hour a day, even if it's only 15 minutes a day, 5 to 6 days a week. You have the power to do that. And sometimes, even though I put in quite a lot more time, there are weeks that can go by where I don't see any outcome, where somehow the chapter sequence I'm trying to establish or work on just doesn't work or doesn't gel. Sometimes the page is blank, but I give myself the dignity of work. And once that page fills to my satisfaction, once I feel it's working, the sense of achievement, of accomplishment, is like nothing else. You deserve that. I dream of that exhilaration for you. And so I wish you a week ahead of the dignity of work and the self-respect to applaud your own effort. You're worth it. This is Lila for Minted Genius. Thank you for listening and have a phenomenal week ahead.